We sing for you.
We'll sing for you all day and night.
This is the way we dance for you.
We'll dance for you when
This is the way we dance for you.
but this is how we'll funk with you. Now there's an old man that lives on the hill. He won't funk, but his old lady will. Mercy.
You must give up the ball.
Hey, this is the way we move on you. Like a stick of buttermilk. Oh, like you. You must give up the ball.
For me, please for me. I want you to for me. For me, please for me.
Goes around, comes around. Goes around, comes around. That goes around and comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around, comes around. What goes around, comes around. There was an old woman living in a shoe. Now take Humpty Dumpty sitting on his wall. There was an old woman, what a little boy do. That goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. There was an old woman living in a shoe. Now take Humpty Dumpty sitting on his wall. There was an old woman, what a little boy do. That goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around and comes around. That goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. There was an old woman living in a shoe. All day long, all she did was a boogaloo. He would boogaloo. Now take Humpty Dumpty, backing up in the middle, rocking steady in the corn. Goes around, comes around. Goes around and comes around. That goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around and comes around. That goes around and comes around. Goes around and comes around. Goes around, comes around. Goes around and comes around.
This is a 45 revolution per minute recording.
I is if that is there that the bed is off. Yeah, but no, just you know, no, just so to me one, and I, you know, one those that are bit it. Last there's a throw from down to the mouth, you know, spit it out here, still other than it. You're up, you're not here, well, no, he's here, he's great. You're out there, you should have stand out there, go now, scale up. Now, I'm used to the lead, so over in the rest, go over there,
coming at you again. Right here in the studio with me, I have Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm going to ask the boys some heavy questions, so it's time to just get right on. John Fogerty, the name Creedence Clearwater Revival is quite an unusual one. How did you come up with it?
Well, it was back in the winter of '97. It was an unusually cold Christmas Eve, and I was sitting by the fire, wondering where I was going to go next. Suddenly there was a knocking at the door. I put down my pipe. I wasn't quite sure.
That's a great story. Stu, you boys have been together for more than 11 years. How did you first get... And about 3 weeks later, Susie came out. Fellas, there must have been many disappointments. Was there ever a time when you wanted to give up?
No, I'm kidding.
Right on. John, I heard you talk of many of the early rock stars. Which ones influenced you the most?
Oh, I had many favorites, but I never let them influence me. See, I was born with my own style.
Hey, that's out of sight. Garove.
This is the end of side one. Turn me over.
To every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to have, a time to be. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain.
It's about the circle. Everything starts from the circle and then returns. It's all about the circle. Like the starburst 4th of July cluster, everything issues from and return backwards simultaneously to the source. Such is the mystery of life. The future in the past lies. The future in the past lies. Meditate on these things. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming.
Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, we're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. It sounds whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. 'Cause finally the tables are starting to turn. Talking about the revolution.
They want us to join the fighting, but our answer today is to let all our worries, like a breeze through our fingers, slip away. Peace has come to Zimbabwe. First was right on the one. Now's the time for celebration. You ask me, am I happy? Well, let's not terrify. I can say that I'm ecstatic, 'cause we all just made a pact. We've agreed to get together, join as children in Jah. When you're moving in the positive, your destination is the brightest star. You didn't know that you would be jumping into the break of dawn. That nobody ever told you to do. Would be jumping until the break of dawn. Oh, 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 you would be jumping until the break of dawn. Don't you stop the music, no, 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 no. Breathe in, breathe down. Now, 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 now. No, no, nothing, ain't nobody doing it. Oh, 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 you would be down until the break of dawn. Ah, could there be someone that brought you yesterday to tell you that